Good evening. It is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, and coming to you from Lonely Tree Media headquarters in Tacoma, Washington. This is the Best Slam Sports Show. I'm your host, David Lamb. With me is my son, Parker. Say hello, Parker.
Hello, Parker.
All right. There you go. So, we were gone last week because someone was cruising the Caribbean or somewhere. I don't know.
That was like 4 weeks ago.
Was that 4 weeks ago? What happened last week? I wasn't feeling good last week.
You weren't feeling good.
I was sick last week. That's why. But yeah, okay. So,
Tried to blame it on me.
I mean, it usually is your fault because you're doing something crazy. That's what happens when you're the lacrosse operations coordinator for
That's correct.
the Colorado Mammoth.
That's my gig.
It is, right? And it was fun watching. Your mom and I watched that first game on ESPN, and it was fun to watch. I don't know enough about lacrosse to speak intelligently about it, but I know some from watching the game, and it was it was interesting to watch, just the play, just the whole flow of the game, and to feel, to watch how athletic these guys are, because
and
they are amazingly athletic. Watching guys leap through the air and shoot at the goal, and watching guys run down the field and deliver a pass on a dime to someone. And I know that the receiver is part of that pass, and they got to be able to catch it, right? But the passes are so good at this level that it's hard not to catch. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just the whole thing was it was interesting to watch a sport that I don't normally watch, and I liked that. What have you learned from watching lacrosse? Obviously, it's only win one game, but what have you learned from just the players watching, the staff, that you didn't know before, I guess?
Right off the bat, players are the same in every sport. Like, athletes are generally the same people everywhere. Doesn't really, no, not necessarily.
All right.
But they're just like little like quirks of athletes. Like, we got one guy on the team who you don't touch his stuff after he does shoot around. Leave his stuff alone. We go in the locker room, we set everyone's stuff up. His stays untouched.
Wow.
We had a guy like that at Portland State too. So we had actually a couple guys like that. So there's just like but they're generally the same. They'll take all the free food and drinks you'll give them, and they'll communicate their needs at the very last possible moment.
Wow.
They're just the same guys everywhere. That being said, they all work really hard. And like, they take their practices practices. I mean, we're talking about practice, but they're out there like beating each other up in practices. It's kind of.
Are we talking about practice?
We were talking about practice.
All right.
The other thing I learned, they go through a lot of sticks.
They break?
Yeah. So they don't break like hockey ones where they
shatter.
Snap. They are carbon fiber, and some of them are like a metal carbon mix. There's actually restrictions on what they're allowed to be made out of.
Right.
And but they bend all the time. So somebody will go to cross check someone and it'll bend.
Oh.
And so the solution to that is either give them a new stick, or you wedge it in the door frame for the box and bend it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It's a whole thing. Heads break all the time. That makes sense. They're plastic and they're getting hit all the time.
So let's say someone's bends while they're in the game, and you get it, and you go, okay, I'll try and. Is it you that bends it back?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're over there.
They might do it themselves. They might not tell me.
Right.
But if I see them coming off, usually they'll hold their stick up as they're coming off, and that'll
Okay.
let me know, like, grab their backup stick.
So
And so
you
I'll grab their backup. And when he gets over there, he'll try and bend it. If he can't, I'll hand him the backup. He'll hand
oh,
me the
gotcha.
regular, and then I'll try and get to work bending it.
Okay. That's
So
what I was curious about. I'm like it. So Parker's over there fishing it between the door and
the
trying to
door and
bend
the
it back.
frame and
Yeah.
trying to bend it back,
Yeah.
yeah, or
Okay.
just bending it over my knee and just pushing as hard as I can to try and
Seeing
get it
what
to
you can
bend back.
do, and if you can't,
Yeah,
it's a new stick, and but you've
yeah.
already given him a new stick at this point. If you can bend
Most
it back,
yeah,
then
most
that goes
guys
in as a
have
reserve or
yeah,
something.
most guys have a backup, and some of them are really attached to the heads that they have. So I'll give them their backup stick, and then I'll start working on the stick they gave me. If I can fix it, great. If I can't, I will take. We carry. I think we travel with 20 extra sticks that aren't accounted for any players. They're just extra ones, and so I
Are the,
have a stick in my bag for every single player's type that they use
okay,
that
so
is currently manufactured. There are a couple guys that use sticks that aren't made anymore.
follow up question: are there certain sticks that are bent a certain way, or are they all kind of neutral in
They're all
general?
straight. They're
Okay,
all straight.
okay.
Nothing's intentionally bent
Like a hockey
one way
stick
or
is
another.
curved a certain way, right?
Yeah,
Because they like it to do this or for certain shooting purposes or passing
yeah.
purposes, right? But not in lacrosse. It's a
The,
literally straight with a net on the end.
yeah, the variations are more about different manufacturers have different contours on the shaft themselves a little bit. So it's slight. They're mostly the same because
Okay.
everything's kind of meant to be interchanged. So whereas like what's it called, warrior uses, like, they have a slightly deeper side cuts, like little routes almost on the side of the stick that run the whole length for like finger grip. Those are shallower on a string king, but they're still there. So
Huh.
both brands have them. One's just a little different, but again, you can put a string king head on a warrior or a warrior head on a string king. They're designed to be interchangeable.
Okay.
um, the biggest difference is weight and length. So defenders, the sticks ought to be 42 to 40 or 40 to 42 inches long with the head on it. Defenders will sometimes use a 36-inch stick with a shorter head, and so they're heavier. So usually they're around 225 to 295 grams. I think we have got a 325 one out there right now. Offensive players use like 150 grams to like 225. So they use a
Wow.
lighter stick.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so those bigger defender ones can take a beating, whereas those offensive ones, we had one guy who's gone through four sticks in 1 week of camp,
Y-
and or sorry, 2 weeks of camp in the game.
If
So
you
he's an offensive player. They just keep breaking.
if you had one thing you wanted to tell people who haven't watched a lacrosse game, is it a match? Game. Match?
I call it a game. I've
Okay.
called
If you
everything.
haven't
All my
if,
stuff says game day on it. So
if you if you had one thing you wanted to tell people about lacrosse, what would you tell
the players love crowd energy. They're big on it. They love a nice hyped crowd. It is a niche sport, so the people that come to it
them? Right.
already have energy for it, but
Right.
man, they love energy, and they eat, and they're like hockey players. They like trash talking. So if you're gonna throw some, if you're going to go see a game and you want to trash talk a little bit, they will send it back.
Oh, nice.
they
Okay.
will they will they will score a goal and then look right at that person in the front row
Are the are
and start chirping you.
are the players approachable? Is my question.
Generally, yeah.
Because
So
if
for most of these guys, this is not their main gig. We've got 4 firefighters on our team. We've got a couple police officers. We've
nice.
got a high school teacher. We've got a gym teacher. We've got our head coach and one of our assistant coaches own a contracting company.
Hmm. If
And this is what they so most of these guys have normal lives.
if
And then during this time of year, they're busy 2 days a week, 3 days a week.
if I wanted to get an autograph, that's something that could happen. I mean, it's easy, right? Relatively easy compared to other sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say they're much more approachable than
Nice.
the superstar of this league is a guy who plays for what's his name for Las Vegas. His name is Hannah, and he's probably one of the biggest stars in this league. And I've met him once already, and it's like, oh, nice guy.
Nice.
Whereas like I've met hockey players, and
Right.
they kind of walk away, and you're like, wow, that was a tense exchange, even though it was just
Right.
like highs. So they're much more approachable than normal people or than
Awesome.
other athletes.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are you
I did,
enjoying it?
yeah, it's a blast. I get
Okay.
to do fun things. It's funny because I talked about take cause the sticks are hollow.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there looking at it, and I'm on the bench, and next to me is one of the defenders, and I look at him and I go, "Hey man, has anybody ever thought about putting concrete in one of these
Inside.
sticks?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh boy, have they?" and I go, "Oh yeah." He told me a story about this guy had been in the league, has been in the league for like 10 years. He told me this story about like somebody getting a dislocated hip
Oh.
because a guy put concrete
Oh, smacked
inside of
him.
his stick. Defenders will do it sometimes to make their stick just absolutely brutal, and
Right. Because that's all that.
it's very illegal.
Right. Sure.
But
But yeah. I mean, I get it because that's what they're trying to do is make you not want to come in the zone, right? And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
Also, like if the sticks are designed to flex a little bit, so if you cross check someone, it's gonna bend and snap back. If it's full of
Right.
concrete, it's not bending at all. Your
No.
body will bend around
Yeah, yeah,
it.
exactly.
So if they put a good cross check on you, you're liable to break an arm or leg. And
Ouch.
they've got bicep pads and then slash guards and elbow guards that pretty much cover their whole arm. But I'd caution to think that a concrete filled defensive stick would break an arm through that.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah. But it's just funny that I was just sitting there and I came to that conclusion naturally just looking at a stick. And I was like, you know what? Why has anyone ever done this?
Wow. Hey, let's talk about Formula One because it ended.
Yeah.
Last race was in Abu Dhabi at Yas Marina this past weekend. Lando Norris became the Formula One World Drivers Champion. Let me ask you a question: is he going to take number one from Max?
He's already said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's already said he's
Why?
doing it.
Why would you do that? I mean, I
You
thought it was
only get
weird,
one time in your life,
but I thought it.
probably, to do it.
But let's back up. I thought it was weird when Max took number one because Lewis Hamilton didn't. He was 44 when he was
Did
champion.
did Lewis ever take one?
No.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yeah, not 100%, but I'm like 80% sure. Lewis was 44 when Max beat him, and he was 33, and then he took number one.
No,
Blah blah.
he did
Yeah,
not. Apparently,
yeah, he didn't take number one. He was 44.
had how? So that's the next question: is how many drivers have declined wearing
I
number one?
that I don't know. You'd have to look that one up. But
I'm
it was
looking it up now.
it was kind of weird. Heading into this race, by the way, three drivers with a chance to win. Lando was leading, Max second, and Oscar Piastri third. But the race was anticlimactic in general.
Yeah,
Yeah, Max won, but Oscar needed to finish fourth or worse for in order for Max to win, and he finished third. So um, it was it was really close. I mean, the whole thing was a close race in general, but the last race was boring. I mean,
yeah.
we could have used rain. That would have been great. Something. We need a yellow flag. Something. No crashes that I was aware of. Right?
No crashes that you were aware of?
Yeah,
I didn't see
yellow
any. I
flags.
didn't
I
see
didn't
any.
see any. It was just kind of weird. But Lando Norris wins the whole thing. He's deserving. Oscar Piastri also probably deserving. He was leading most of the season, right?
Yeah.
I think either one you could say yes. Max probably didn't deserve to win the whole thing, but he was the best driver in the last 5 or 6 races.
It did seem that way. He
Yeah,
was he was he was on top of it. It only took
right.
I don't know what happened all of a sudden with Red Bull other than firing Christian Horner, which I mean, hell, that might have been it. That might have been enough.
Mm,
That might have done it.
yeah, maybe.
But yeah, they picked it up all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch. I like Formula One. I didn't think I would, but I do like it. I do like watching the races. I I wish it was closer most of the season. This season was not close. Light Oscar Piastri was out in front. There was no doubt who was going to win this. Honestly.
Yeah.
until the second half of the season, and then it was okay. Three guys maybe. Lando started winning, and then Max started winning, and it just became a, you know, I'm looking at here since September in the Monza race, right?
That
Max
sounds right. Yeah.
Max has won 6 races out of
Yeah.
9,
Picked it up eventually.
and Lando won 2 of those races out of 9, and George Russell won the other one. So Oscar kind of went whoop since the Dutch GP in August, and it was, I don't know. It's been kind of crazy. And then you could have told me 2 weeks ago any of the three of them was going to win, and I was like, oh yeah, it's probably fine.
Probably
Yeah,
about right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably right.
Yeah. I think you look back on this season and you go, man, Oscar, you pissed. Assuming it's all Oscar, pissed it away.
Pissed it away. Right.
Pissed it away.
Yeah,
So
but to be fair, even the beginning, like 10 races, they're like 5-5 for wins, right? So, meh. Oscar started out with like 5 of the first 8, 9, and
yeah,
then Lando wins 3 or 4, and then Verstappen starts coming in. So it kind of switched, between guys. But I mean, any of the three of them, had they won, it would have been like, yeah, okay, they probably deserved it. I think Max had more wins than the other two, but
yeah.
Norris was a second place constant or a third place constant. You know what I mean? He won more. He
He
had
was
more of
around.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying it was good. It was a good season. It wasn't as exciting as say Verstappen Hamilton last race of the season, that kind of thing. But it was still pretty
Right.
good. Yeah. Did you enjoy
Yeah.
2025 as a
As a
race?
general rule, it was strange because my problem is I do not trust F1. I don't.
Right.
I haven't since 2021. Like it's just there's they you feel sometimes, like obviously it's like any sport, it can be manipulated to certain extents,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel like F1 is so wildly inconsistent with their rules, their applications of penalties and things like that, that even if a driver goes out and puts out a great race, a clean race, it's too much, or like the FIA could do something about it. I
Right.
mean, you can disqualify both Oscar and Lando for plank wear,
Right.
like that sort of thing, or you can give Oscar a 10-second penalty for passing a car under safety car at Great Britain,
Right.
even though he never fully passed him. And things like it just like it feels too manipulable in those moments, and those penalties are so detrimental because you're operating on seconds of difference. A 5-second time penalty might as well be a 2-place penalty,
Right.
like in most positions, unless you're like way, way, way out in front. But if you're competing, it's in a 10-second time penalty. Jesus, man, it's over. And then you throw on, like, it started really good because it felt like, I mean, through the first however many races, I think pretty much through Spain,
Right.
maybe it was Canada, you kind of felt like everything was just kind of, it made sense. Actually, I'd say probably through Austria, everything kind of felt like balanced. Like it's like, all right, people are winning. McLaren was just out there crushing. But then after Austria, things started to get strange. Like
Strange.
weird pit stop strategies, weird
Yeah.
penalties. And then Oscar had this massive fall off, the likes of which need to be studied because
Right.
it feels un uncommon.
Not
And then
natural.
Lando
Yeah.
at simultaneously had this big pickup, and so did Max. It was so weird. Like Max went from a sixth place at best driver to a first place championship driver
Right.
in half a season. And it didn't make a ton of sense how that happened unless McLaren took massive steps back. So
Agreed.
there was just some weird stuff. But ultimately, overall, I would say this was probably one of my more fun seasons to watch. The last 3 years have been freaking snoozers.
Yeah, for
So
sure. This
so
is
it was nice to see competition
the best season since Max and Hamilton.
since 2021. Yeah,
Yeah,
since the one
2021.
that ended. This
Yeah.
is the one that shattered my trust in the system.
Agreed.
And although the end of last year was pretty good when McLaren started making some runs at him, like at Red Bull.
Yeah.
Like it was too late to compete for the title for any of those guys, but you started to get a glimpse of what you're going to get this year, and then you got it right out
Hey,
the gate.
hey, 3 months away from, um,
Next race.
yeah, well, not next race, but practice, right? In Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming. I mean, 3 months, maybe.
Lando Norris already had that. They did testing in Abu Dhabi like the day after, which to me, I'm like, hey, you're not gonna let him rest a day? Like they did testing the
Yeah.
day after, and he popped out the gold helmet, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, if he takes number one,
Right.
that's another thing. Max did that immediately, took number one. I was like, nah. Hamilton didn't take number one. He was 44. He stayed 44, even when he was champion. I don't know. It's kind of weird that to take the number one spot, your number is your number, I thought. And that isn't necessarily true.
I like that the number one is reserved for the world champion. I think it's a cool little perk. I also even more like that they allow you to choose whether you want to take it or not.
Right.
That being said, if you're Orlando and you saw what Max did in half a season,
Yeah.
you'd be worried that you might not ever win one again. So you can go back to wearing four
True.
at some other point.
That's true.
You might not ever get a chance to wear one again. So
Agreed.
Max might not have worried about that because, again, this is where you get into some conspiracy crap. Max might not have worried about it. He's
Well,
like, no, I'll win the next four. I don't give a crap.
We're all
Good.
about conspiracy crap.
We
So,
do love a good conspiracy. So, but yeah, Lewis didn't do it, but Vettel switched to one. Nico Rosberg never wore one, or never used one, but that's because he retired immediately after.
Right.
He said if he would have stayed, he would have worn one. So I don't know. I get it. I would, if I won the title, I'd take one. I'd do it right away.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd wear
Really?
it. Oh, yeah, take it for a season and then switch back to your number.
All right.
Like if you can. If you can't switch back to your number, hell, go to a different one. Because guess what? If nothing else, from a branding standpoint, you just sold the same shirt. You can make the same shirts you made last year, but make them with a number one. People are gonna buy them.
Number 99. Right?
99.
Yeah. Nobody's got that. So
Can you wear 99?
why not? Why not?
I don't know. I just feel like
If you're the champion, why not? If you can do number one,
it's available.
Yeah, 99.
Last time it was used was Adrian Sutil in 2014.
See, there you go. 99.
Yeah. Oh, so they've only been able to pick permanent numbers since 2014.
Right.
Prior to that, it was year to year. But now, if you pick a number, if you come back, it's yours still. Interesting. Oh, and the retired number is Jules Bianchi, 17. So you can use anything else.
Let's talk about college football.
Okay,
we're done. Friday, December 5th, Tulane, 34-21 win over North Texas. Two ranked teams, right? And that was the American Championship. James Madison with a 31-14 win over Troy, also on that Friday. Sun Belt Championship. Pretty easy win. And then Saturday, championship games for the conferences. Indiana with a 13-10 win over Ohio State. Did you watch the game?
I did not.
You were gone.
Watch
That's right.
Much of this. Yes, I was busy. I was a busy beat.
This was a interesting football game to watch. It was very much a defensive struggle, and Indiana with a win, 13-10. There was missed field goals both sides. It was, I don't know. It was hard to say. It was Ohio State with a 10-6 lead. Indiana with the only touchdown in the second half. I don't know. I wasn't thrilled with either team, but the defenses were so good that it was good. So they deserved to be 1 and 2. Georgia, Alabama played in the SEC championship game. Georgia dominated. I mean, it was 28-7. It was Alabama looked bad in this game.
Yeah.
To me, Georgia scored once in every quarter. Alabama scored in the fourth quarter. It was just a bad loss by Alabama, in my opinion. Alabama doesn't get punished for it, which I don't agree with, because Texas Tech with a 34-7 win over BYU in the Big 12 championship game. It was the second game they played, and both times Texas Tech was better than BYU by a long stretch. If you punish BYU and knocked them out of the playoff for losing a game decisively to Texas Tech, how come you didn't do that with Alabama?
Well, so I don't think they said that they weren't going to punish people for losing, or margin of victory wasn't a factor
Right.
in their whole thing. I don't know how you do one in the other, but I also know that you and I would both agree if Alabama played BYU, they'd probably kick the crap out of them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I
If
agree
Alabama
with
played
that.
Texas Tech, I tend to think that
But
Alabama would probably win.
but a 10-3 Alabama team that lost to Florida State is better than a BYU team whose only loss is to Texas Tech twice.
Yeah.
I feel like BYU should be ahead of Alabama.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's what I feel. Alabama lost 3 games, 3 different
yeah.
teams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. BYU lost 2 games, one to one team. That's what I'm getting at. Is that
I get what you're saying. It just
yeah.
the argument is, so part of the equation is your record.
Yeah.
Part of the equation's how you performed in games, although margin of victory is allegedly not considered. The other part of it is, do we think you're good? Because they factor in, they said that they factor in things like loss of players, injured, how it affected your season, and how it would affect your playoffs, which means they're willing to account for variables that are potentially unproven thing and maybe opinionated. So like if BYU lost their starting quarterback, even if they won that game, they might not let them in. That's a potential. I don't see why they wouldn't do it, but it's a potential. So they're willing to put a little bit of, I guess, opinion, subjectivity into the process.
Okay. Also in the championship games, ACC championship, Duke beat Virginia in 27-20 in overtime. It was not that great a football game. I mean, in terms of general, it was close. Neither team looked like they wanted to win it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Duke wins it. Duke is 8-5, so they're not getting in.
Nope.
Right? Had Virginia won, they might have gotten in.
Maybe. Yeah, they had
11-2,
a puncher's chance.
Yeah, they had a chance.
Because they might be higher ranked than JMU.
Agreed. Yeah. Duke winning it was a problem for the ACC because the ACC got one team in, and that's Miami. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this championship by Duke didn't do anything for the ACC to make them go, okay, this is a better conference. My issue is this. So Indiana and Ohio State play. It's 13-10. I don't know that Indiana's better than Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was close. If they played again, sure. It might be the same score the other direction. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Georgia beat Alabama pretty soundly. But
it seemed pretty sound, yeah.
But Alabama beat Georgia at Georgia earlier in the season. Yeah. Which is hard to do. So those two teams, I'm like, okay, maybe same, right?
Yeah.
But I'm willing to give Alabama some credit for being there, but the loss was so bad on national television.
But we also talked yesterday about first games of the season are really hard to game plan for. You don't have film to watch, really. I mean, maybe you have a little bit, but you don't have a ton, especially if it's a team is dealing with a lot of turnover or whatever. So yeah, you don't have a lot to go off of. So that's why those opening weekend, weird losses happen.
Agreed.
So, and I don't want to hold it against them entirely because they got jumped up on a neutral site in the first weekend. Or was it neutral, or was it at Florida State? It was at Florida State, I think.
It was at Florida State.
Yeah. So it was a true road game then. And I don't want to down them completely. That being said, they did lose another game in the season. So but all that to say, I do think Alabama is better than BYU, and I do think Alabama's a good choice to put in because they're good.
And I think Alabama should be in this playoff
Yeah.
9. Okay, I don't know if they're better than Miami or Tulane even, but okay, well, let's put them in. Okay, fine.
Yeah, they did it.
Right, I agreed. Um, so the bracket, by the way, looks like this. This is top 12. And if you're an Oregon fan, James Madison is a great matchup in Eugene,
It's a
right?
good draw.
As a good draw. And then Texas Tech, right? At the Orange Bowl,
Yeah.
right? Neutral site. Like it. I'm glad they're not playing the Cotton Bowl. That would be rough, right? Texas
Yeah.
in Dallas, right? Um, so I think that matchup, that whole thing favors Oregon in general. Um, Indiana plays the winner of the Alabama Oklahoma game. Alabama Oklahoma plays at Oklahoma, and then the winner plays in the Rose Bowl game. I uh, I miss Oregon playing in the Rose Bowl.
So do I.
Yeah. Tulane plays at Ole Miss, right? That's 11-6. The winner plays at Georgia. Miami plays at Texas A&M. Winner plays at Ohio State. I don't know who wins that Miami Texas A&M game, but Ohio State is good. That's a
Yeah, they're
rough
pretty good.
win. That's a rough spot to be in. And so this backs up to Notre Dame should be in the playoff? Question mark.
No, I don't want to keep entertaining Notre Dame's
But
nonsense.
hold on.
Like
But
I
and I
hold
agree.
on. I get that you go out and win some big games. Great. You've picked and choose who you wanted to play and when you wanted to play them because you don't have anything restricting how you have to choose things. I just don't like it. Join a damn conference, and then I will give you all of the credit in the world. Even if their schedule is pretty much identical, let's say everyone they played, their non-conferences were the same, and there was just ACC games in the middle. I'd give them the credit. I'd be like, yeah, they're part of a conference. They had a chance to play for because if they would have played for a conference championship, which they would have because they were good enough this year,
Right.
it there wouldn't be a question. We wouldn't be talking about it. The only
Right.
reason we're talking about it is because they weren't
Okay.
in a conference.
Okay.
So just join one. Just knock
And
it
that
off,
and
or retain your autonomy, and we'll retain our ability to deny you.
agreed. So right. So let me ask you a question. Alabama with 3 losses should be in.
Should I
Should.
don't know. I know. Should is not the word I
If
would
you
use.
were
No.
voting, would they be in the top 12?
Would I think that they were one of the top 12 teams in the country? Yes, I would.
Okay. So they should be in the playoff.
Yeah.
Okay. Should there be 2 non-power 4 teams in this playoff?
Should there be 2?
Because the playoff is written, the top 5, right?
Yeah.
Conference champions,
Yep.
top 5 ranked, highest ranked conference champions get in, and that's what included Tulane,
Right.
right? And then James Madison slips in because Duke screwed the ACC.
Yep. Yep.
Let's be fair. Miami
I don't understand
screwed
how
the
the
ACC,
ACC didn't. I
right?
don't understand how the ACC officials weren't paid enough by the ACC league to make sure this game went to
Yeah.
Virginia.
Miami, who cried about Notre Dame for 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We beat them. We beat them. Should have probably been in this had they won the right games and been in the conference championship game. We could just stop talking. But ACC decided they were going to lay an egg. Miami is the best team from that conference, but not in the championship game and not a conference champion.
Right.
That kind of screwed.
Kinda.
Yeah, it screwed the ACC. To be honest with you.
The problem is that it's all when you start putting like automatic qualifiers and things like that, it gets a little quirky and a little hairy. But if you don't put automatic qualifiers, then you take the value out of playing your conference games.
Agreed.
So you need both. It's a double-edged sword. And I'd rather have you trying all season to win a conference title to guarantee your spot in than having you be like, well, one loss is fine. We don't really need to worry about the conference championship. Like, I don't want teams not trying. So
let's throw the predictions at you. So Oregon, JMU, which December, yeah. Who's gonna win?
Oregon's gonna take that one for sure.
Okay, good. Alabama, Oklahoma.
I got Oklahoma with the upset.
Really?
Yeah, I think Oklahoma's gonna win that game.
Okay. Tulane at Ole Miss. They already played, by the way, earlier in the year.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss winning this one,
Okay. Let me.
which is a tough sell because they don't have their head coach.
Right.
They're operating on a weird circumstance. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
And then Miami and Texas A&M.
I got A&M winning that one. I feel like that's
Okay.
pretty locked up.
All right. So let me ask you this then: Oregon plays Texas Tech.
In the second round. Yeah,
Yeah. Who wins?
yeah. I think we can take them. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not wildly threatened. Texas Tech. Uh, they Oregon is fairly battle tested as a school, as a program. Dan Lanning's battle tested. A lot of these guys are battle tested. So Texas Tech is not. This is their first year having any success, any major success in recent memory, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like they haven't been really competing year in year out for the Big 12. So I don't know. Like I feel like this is okay. Yeah, this is them stepping into it. But when most teams experience their first big bump, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm looking at their record right here: 8-5, 7-6, 8-5, 7-6, 4-6, 4-8, 5-7, 6-7, 5-7, 7-6. They haven't had a 10-win season since 2008.
Yeah.
So this is their first, and they've had four coaches in that time: Tuberville, Kingsbury, Matt Wells, and now Joey McGuire. So yeah, this is their first time experiencing success in most of these guys' memories.
oh,
So yeah, I'm fully expecting us at Oregon, who's a little more prepared, a little more been there before, got a little more, a little less
right.
like anxiety on it. I think they can handle it.
Ole Miss, Georgia, Sugar Bowl. Who
Ooh,
wins?
that's a tough one. I think Georgia.
Yeah. Okay.
Ole Miss can score points, but whenever they run up against a stout defense, it gets tough.
Um, and you picked Oklahoma as an upset at
Yep.
Indiana in the Rose
Yep.
Bowl.
I think I'm gonna keep Indiana with that one. Or I think Indiana's gonna beat Oklahoma. So
Okay.
I don't. I think Oklahoma's kind of overachieving a little bit this year. I think they're. I don't know how they've done it. They've gotten a little lucky, but yeah, I think Indiana's. Kurt Cignetti wins, man. That's what he does.
Texas A&M at Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl.
That would be a hell of a game.
Right.
That'd be a hell of a game. I got Ohio State,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Which brings us to semifinals. The Peach Bowl is now Oregon at Indiana.
Oregon takes the comeback.
And then the Fiesta Bowl is now Georgia at Ohio State.
Oh, I'll take Georgia in that one.
Okay. So Oregon and Georgia national championship game.
Yep, sounds right.
Who wins?
Uh, Oregon likes to drop them, but I'll keep my optimism. I'll say Oregon. Oregon's national champions. 2025. That's our year. That's what people always say.
I'm still picking Ohio State, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest with myself, Ohio State or Georgia is probably going to come out of this whole thing.
Right.
Like it just they have the history behind it. I talked earlier about teams that have the experience and have they're battle tested. Ohio State's won these games before. All of their coaches have been to these games before. Like, and same thing with Georgia. So they've all been there. So it wouldn't surprise me if any of them won it all too.
Let's do some trivia. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
College football trivia. Here it comes. First college football game ever. November 6th, 1869.
Okay.
Rutgers is in it. Who'd they play?
Well, if Rutgers is in it, it's probably somebody close. So let's go with Boston College.
It was somebody close. Princeton.
Oh, interesting.
6-4 they won, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's before they were allowed to throw the ball.
Right. So there's that one. Arizona State, by the way, had a mascot that's different than what they have now when they started.
Oh.
In 1946, they voted to change it. What was their mascot before it became Sun Devils?
Oh.
Yeah.
I
I didn't know this.
I feel like they were. I feel like I remember that they had a couple different mascots over time, but I feel like they were the Owls at one point.
I don't know about the Owls, but I do know what their original mascot was.
Who was their original mascot?
The Bulldog.
I'll copy
Yeah,
that.
I'm weird,
I
right?
feel like I had read somewhere that. Let me see if I
They might be the
can,
Owls. They might have been at some point, but they were the Bulldogs originally. Changed it to the Sun Devils in 1946.
Okay, so they used to be called the Tempe Normal School, was the
Right.
name of the school, and they were the Owls. And then they
Okay.
changed from the Owls to the Normals, the Normal School Normals, and then they became the Bulldogs
Right.
when they became ASU.
Okay.
Interesting. Hey, yeah. So yeah, I guess ASU has only ever been the Bulldogs and what's it called, but yeah, when they were the Tempe Normal School, they had two other mascots. Interesting.
In 2004, the Heisman voting picked a freshman for second place. He was the highest ever freshman to finish in the Heisman voting. Who was it?
Adrian Peterson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and that was good. I that was a gimme. Okay.
Was it? I felt
I
like I had
kinda
to.
the
You
first
said it, and I was like,
who
"Oh, I know some of these guys."
who was the first college football player, right, to gain more than 6,000 yards in a career rushing?
Ooh, would it be Barry Sanders? Yikes! There's only a handful of guys that have ever
Yes,
like come
correct.
close. Uh, shit. Ricky Williams, Ron Dane. Those are good guesses.
Good guesses. Yeah.
I'm forgetting somebody very important. I'm gonna stick with Barry Sanders.
It is not Barry Sanders. It is Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett in 77.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. That's
Pittsburgh. Yeah,
right.
right. 6,000 yards rushing. His first one ever for 6,000 yards rushing.
I think all those other guys I mentioned, or maybe not, wasn't it? But I think like Ron Dane and Ricky Williams. I think they had 6,000 yards. I just don't think they obviously did it after.
How did the cowbell start at Mississippi State? Why do they ring
Oh,
the cowbell?
it's because Cal wandered onto the field, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
I did know. I did know that. Yeah, Cal wandered onto the field, and
Right. Versus
nah,
Ole
I
Miss.
just like the train.
They're playing
Yeah,
Ole Miss, and they thought it was good luck. And so they originally kept bringing a cow on the field. Now it's just a cowbell. But
yeah,
yeah, good. Good. I was
yeah.
I didn't think you'd get that one. What year did the Pac-8 add Arizona and Arizona State to become the Pac-10?
Ooh, um, crap. It was in the 70s sometime because ASU was in the Pac-10 in the 80s,
Yeah, good.
or maybe it was the early 80s.
You're on fire. No, you were right. Simmer
Oh,
down.
I'll go with like 76. That's just a stab. I don't know.
78.
Okay, I was close.
That's a
Yeah,
good choice,
I
though. Yeah, you were right. You were right on.
yeah, that
So,
sounds right.
um, so the first Florida State game was in
Oh,
what year?
ooh, oh,
Right.
that is a great question.
That's why I asked them the great questions.
Um,
By the way, it was a 6-0 Florida win.
That's before they were allowed to throw the ball. I would say it's my excuse for any time there's games are like that.
Mhm.
I would all those SEC schools like to claim that they've had rivalries like since like the early 1900s. Like
Right.
Tennessee's like, oh yeah, we've been playing Bama since 1908, like that sort of crap. So
Right.
I'm gonna. I don't think Florida is that old of a school, but I think Florida State is. So I'll put it like I don't say like 1912.
1902.
Okay, I was on the right track
You
with that.
were.
And all SEC schools claim some really early version of their thing.
All right.
1902. Okay.
Which Heisman winner was also a first round NBA draft pick?
Oh. Oh. A Heisman winner?
Yeah, Heisman Trophy winner. Also a first round NBA draft pick.
Can I get a year?
94. That's a
Hmm.
tough one if you don't follow college basketball.
Can can I get a school? Like
Sure.
what school? Like college do you play for?
Yeah, Florida State.
Ward.
Charlie Ward.
Chuck Ward.
Charlie
Chuck
Ward.
Ward.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's
1994.
around that
Yep,
time. Yeah.
yep. Okay.
He was an NBA draft pick?
Absolutely. He didn't play NFL football. He played college. He played NBA basketball.
No shit. I did not know that.
He went to the Knicks, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He played for the
Yeah.
Knicks. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. I did not know that he was drafted by the NBA.
Here's
This
your,
happens a lot where a college guy will leave a college and you just forget about him.
here's another. I got two more. Who was the last Heisman Trophy winner to play in a college football playoff game?
Oh. Um Ooh. I feel like this is a trick
Why?
because it's like last year Travis Hunter won it.
Right.
But he didn't play
He didn't play in it.
anything.
No.
So it's just kind of
Not
so it was
not
Travis
a
Hunter,
trick
there
at
was
all.
Jaden Daniels, LSU. They didn't play in any.
Right.
Caleb Williams, USC didn't play in any.
Right.
Bryce Young or Devontae Smith were the 2 years before that. Joe Burrow 2019 definitely did. So I think it's Bryce Young or Devontae Smith. Oh, did Bryce Young play for? I'm gonna go with Bryce Young.
Bryce Young is right.
Okay,
In 21.
I was one of those two. I think both
Yeah,
of them did.
That's a good logical deduction. I like it.
Kind of working my way back. I'm trying to see if I can remember. So it was Joe Burrow, and then before that was Mayfield or Murray, whichever. I don't remember what the order was.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
And
you're
then
right.
before that
It's
was
one of those
Lamar and Derrick. So that's the and then Marcus. So that was the college football playoff.
Here's your stat of the day, college football playoff stat. It's college football. Let's call it that, not playoff.
Okay.
Arizona had a running back named Trung Candidate. Okay.
Oh.
This was back in the day. He had 26 total touchdown runs, by the way, in his career, for 1,139 yards. Those 26 touchdown runs alone were 1,139 yards.
Jeez.
That made his average per rush on those touchdown runs 43.8 yards a carry.
What?
Yeah, agreed. That's exactly what I said. His 26 touchdown runs in his career were an average of 43.8 yards a carry. His last touchdown run was an 80-yard touchdown run against Arizona State.
Huh. And this is Arizona Wildcats?
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Trung, Trung, Candidate, Candidate, like candidate, but without the first T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Candidate. I've never heard of Trung Candidate.
You wouldn't unless you were around during that time. He wasn't like a big deal, but
Yeah.
he was a explosive playmaker, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Oh, cool.
I don't know any other player that averages 44 yards per touchdown touch, receiving or running. Doesn't matter which one. That's amazing.
That's still kind of impressive.
Yeah,
I'm looking at pictures of him when he played. He wasn't a skinny dude either. He's a big boy.
No, he was pretty good size. Here's a question.
All right.
How do we fix the college football playoff to make it better?
We expand it to 60 teams, and we start right at the beginning of the season. Every game is a playoff game right away.
Okay.
Conferences are gone. Everyone plays.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
If you finished in the top 60 of teams last year, no, I guess that would just be perpetual. Never mind. I say if you finish in the top 60, you get in, but it'd be the same every year. No, there's no good way to remove subjectivity from it,
right?
And have it still be. It's either going to be purely stats driven, which is terrible because there's an eye test that needs to be evaluated, and there's feels to games where you're like, yeah, the final score of this game was 27-21, but it was 27-0 at the start of the fourth when they took their starters out.
Right.
Like, so there is some feel to it. I think the only thing you can do is one, make there be a win percentage threshold, right? You can change that if for some reason no team makes it over 8 wins, but make there be a win percentage threshold. You have to be part of a conference. You have to be part of a conference to even compete.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter how many games you win. If you're not part of a conference, then we're just not even talking about it. And then kind of beyond that, you have to, like, they took out margin of victory. I don't like that. I think it's important. I think it's important to keep margin of victory. And you came up
But
with that system of assigning points for wins and losses and things like that.
right.
I think kind of find a way to incorporate that into this whole process.
So let me ask you a question. So if your schedule is crap, right? Let's assume that you have Oregon schedule this year. To be fair, right?
Pretty soft.
Indiana's on it, but
Yeah.
the rest of them, nah. And you beat Oklahoma State by 69-3 or whatever the hell score was. Long story short, you win those games by a large margin. That means
Yeah.
your margin of victory is big. Is that helpful? I mean, compared to other teams who might play better teams and you have the same record, it's not fair to say, well, yeah, our margin of victory is 27 points. Okay, yeah, but you played Oklahoma State, who's 1-11, and you
Right. Well,
played.
that's why it's not the defining factor.
Agreed.
It's one of many factors. Because yeah, I do. If you played Oklahoma State and they're terrible, they only won one game all year, but you only beat them by one on a
That's
last
true.
second field goal.
Yeah.
That margin of victory is important. But if Oklahoma State only won one game and you beat them by 40, well, that just makes sense.
Okay.
Like, you should have,
It
because
just
they're bad. So it's just like interpreting the value of each thing is the problem.
I'm not a big fan of margin of victory. I don't like that because that just induces teams to run up the score.
I don't like it as any sort of defining factor, but
Right.
like, well, then let's say then let's call it what it is. Let's say margin of victory in top 25 games.
in conference. Maybe.
Like in conference or top 25 or however.
Yeah.
The problem with conference is that we played Rutgers and Northwestern this year. They're
mean,
terrible.
but next year we might. But next, so conference schedules are one thing, and that the fact that conferences are too big, so you don't play
Yeah.
everybody. I get it, but you can't control that. So next year when you play Michigan and Ohio State, it's a
Right.
different thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so Oregon's not going to play them because I imagine it's on a schedule. It's 2 years or 3 years before you play them again. Oregon played Ohio State last year, didn't play them this year, probably won't play them next year because of the amount of teams.
So currently, I'm looking at Oregon's schedule next
Yeah.
year. Our non-conference is, we got Boise State, Oklahoma State, and Portland State.
That's bad. Yeah.
But we start the season with Illinois.
Yeah.
In Illinois, which is they were a top 25 team in a couple different points this year. Then we go to East Lansing for Michigan State. Meh. Then we play Michigan at home.
That's a good one.
And then we play Nebraska at home.
That's a good one.
Northwestern on the road is a wash. No one cares. UCLA at home, hit or miss whether it's going to matter. Washington at home.
Yeah.
Ohio State, USC.
Ooh.
We
Ohio
play both
State
Michigan and Ohio at Columbus.
At Columbus.
We play Michigan, Ohio State, and USC next year.
We won the last time we went to Columbus, by the way.
Yeah. We've beaten Ohio State in all regular season games for the last 2 decades.
It would be nice if we would win in a playoff game or a bowl
That's
game.
when it matters.
Right.
But yeah, we end our season. The dates are technically to be announced, but these are the teams we're playing, and it's how it's currently listed. But we play at Ohio State and at USC next year. So
all right.
Yeah, our schedule next year, our conference schedule looks beefy. It looks really good.
Yeah, because and then people will give you credit, but this year not so much. Is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there's a certain amount of you just gotta win.
Doesn't matter. You gotta win. Who's on it?
Yeah. Because and the committee has proven that if you're a good team, or at least they view you as a good team, then if you just win out, do your job, they'll put you in there. You will go in there. The only reason you won't go in is if you lose. Notre Dame,
Right.
if you lose, Miami, like things like that's why you don't go. Like,
Sure.
but if you win, like Vanderbilt over here kicking and screaming about not getting in, you
Yeah.
got 3 losses.
There's a lot of
Like
teams like
I
that.
don't care.
You're right. Yeah.
So
Texas,
just win your
Vanderbilt,
games. Yeah.
whatever. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think that it's important to consider margin of victory in games that matter. But the final thing to fix the college football playoff, I don't want any polls. No
Yeah.
AP, no coaches poll all year. Get rid of them. Just get rid of them. I want to see it just say Oregon versus Ohio State week 2 and not have any
If you
rankings next to it.
if you want that and you need it for TV purposes, put the college football playoff starting week 1. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it count right away.
Why can't the committee come out in week 1 and tell us what it is? Why do we need an AP poll and a coaches poll? We don't need that.
We know why they wait till week 8 because you don't really know,
know
everything
anything.
about it
Agreed.
until later. So
Yeah.
so they're actually doing the right thing by they're actually doing the right thing by waiting so late. Problem is that CBS and Fox and they all want to sell their game to the public. So
Right.
they get on top of rankings, they
3
and all that
versus
stuff like
4.
that. And, yeah, and then the coaches poll, like, am I really supposed to believe that Alabama is not going to rank Georgia and Ole Miss and Texas high because they're on their schedule each week? Why wouldn't they? I would. If I was Oregon's coach, I'd be putting Ohio State and any team that's left on my schedule would be a top 5 team all year on my bracket. It would look ridiculous. You'd be like, oh, you're about to play Northwestern. Why did you put them at number 1? Because I think they're the best team in the country.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the NFL while we're here. If you watch Thursday night, Lions beat the Cowboys. I keep watching the Cowboys on TV every week, and I don't like it. They're 6-1. Okay.
Yeah, 6-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And they still, because the Eagles keep losing, have a chance to win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like the Cowboys. I don't think we should be watching them every freaking week on TV. Why are we doing that?
Well, guess what? You're getting them.
Agreed.
You're getting them Sunday night this week.
I know. But they're on Thursday. They're on Monday. They're on Sunday night. Every week we're watching the Cowboys. And 9 times out of 10 they lose those games.
Yep.
Right? So
it gets old.
Anyway, Lions win 44-30 over the Cowboys on Thursday night. That was a pretty, it wasn't an easy win, but 44 points. The Cowboys defense is so bad. 44 points. The Lions are a good offensive team. I get it, but you give 44 points to anybody in the NFL, that's not good defense. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 3 touchdowns, blah blah blah. I don't know. The Lions just looked better than the Cowboys.
They did.
Yeah, they did. I didn't particularly like the game. I watched the whole game, but the Lions never felt like they were threatened, I guess is the right term.
Even though they still gave up 30 points, it still never felt out of control.
Their offense felt good.
Dallas has no defense.
Seahawks beat the Falcons 37-9 in Atlanta. Falcons aren't very good, but Rashid Shaheed returned to kick off 100 yards, right, for a touchdown. Yeah. There was that. Sam Darnold is still good. Sam Darnold, I know what he did last year in Minnesota. He's doing it again in Seattle, almost enough to make you believe that this is a real guy, right? This is a real quarterback.
2 years in a row with 2 different teams and 2 different coaches and 2 different coordinators and 2 different sets of things. We always say, like, well, what if Tom Brady would have played without Gronk?
Right.
Well, Sam Darnold played without Jettas, and he's doing just fine.
Yeah, and Jackson Smith and Jig became right Justin Jefferson. So
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
kind of. Poor
also,
man's.
Good news for you this week. You get to watch the Chargers. They're your CBS.
They're never on TV, by the way.
It will be on TV in Seattle this week.
We watched them play Monday night. Monday night? No,
Monday
Thursday.
night. Yeah.
Was it Monday against the?
No, they played the last game. Yeah.
The Eagles, right? So
yeah. But yeah, it's Chargers Kansas City, and it will be broadcast. It's broadcasted all over it's California, Oregon, and Washington all get it.
Bills over the Bengals 39-34. That was a pretty good game to watch. 30
Yeah,
34 of the 73 points were in the fourth quarter. Just saying that Joe Burrow was 25 of 36, 4 touchdowns. Come on. And he lost.
he was killing it,
He was killing it.
and he lost because
Right.
because he threw 2 picks
Yeah.
in a row when.
Here's the thing. Titans beat the Browns 31-29 in Cleveland. Neither of these teams are very good, but
Yeah.
it was a good game to watch because neither team was very good. Browns were
When neither team's
3-10.
pretty good and they both score. Yeah.
Right. Commander.
Although Cleveland historically this year has had a great defense, they just disappeared in this game.
Yeah, it was true. The Commanders scored no points in their game against the Vikings, 31-0. They get shut out. The Vikings looked good in this game. The Commanders are not very good. So, all right. Dolphins with a 34-10 win over the Jets. Okay. I mean, the Dolphins are still in contention, but
Which is crazy.
Come on, right? The Colts lose again to the Jaguars this time, 36-19. Jaguars are in first place in the division. The Colts, with the injury to Daniel Jones, went out and signed Phillip Rivers, who's 43 years old.
Don't make fun of his age. He's good.
Okay. I don't know that he's going to be able to come back in, step in, and be good. I mean, obviously they know something, right? He came back, they signed him.
Should.
I get it, but I don't know it's going to help the Colts. The Colts might miss the playoffs after being so good all season long, right?
That's going to be interesting if the Colts miss the playoffs.
They've lost 4 of the last 5, right?
Yeah.
To the Steelers, Chiefs, Texans, and Jaguars. Ooh. They beat the Falcons. I mean, I don't know.
Being fair, they played the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Texans, who are the number 1 defense. The Jaguars, they played playoff teams.
But they were 7-1 here, and that's my issue. The only quality win they have on their schedule. Well, no, they got 2. They beat the Broncos.
Yep. That weird penalty that gave them a second kick.
The leverage, right?
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers.
Yeah.
By 2 touchdowns, by the way. And everything else is kind of.
That's fair.
Yeah. So the Colts are in there, still in the playoff hunt. I don't know that Phillip Rivers is going to lead them to a playoff spot, but it is interesting to watch. Steelers with a win over the Ravens, back into first place in the NFC North or AFC North. I don't know that either of these teams are great.
Yeah, you don't trust them. I don't trust either one.
No, I don't. Again, DK Metcalf, by the way, 7 catches for 148 yards. He is still good. It doesn't matter who he plays for, right?
Yeah.
He needs to be playing on a better team. So there's that.
He will be. Give him 2 years. He'll leave that team.
All right, let's talk about the Broncos.
Yep.
11-2 now, right?
That's right.
Bo Nix, 31 of 38, but 212 yards, which isn't a lot.
A lot of underneath stuff. Yeah, a lot of checkdowns.
Yeah, it was a lot. But 24-17 win. They competed hard in a game that was tough against the Raiders. They still won. The Broncos are good. I mean,
they're good at winning close games.
I want to say they're really good, but I'm not sold they're really good. They're good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're really good. I'd say that they're good.
A solid good.
Yeah,
right?
You look at them and you go, oh yeah, they could probably win this week. But then if it's a close game, you go, yeah, that's kind of what we expected.
The Packers beat the Bears 28-21 in what was a division lead game, right?
That's pretty big,
yeah. and the Bears, who I thought were really good. I mean, they've been playing great. They're losing these kind of games. Their only 4 losses are these kind of games where they lose close to a team that's clearly better than them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they beat all the teams they should beat, but not the teams that they shouldn't beat. And
Yeah.
that's what you got to do to win the division is you got to beat somebody who shouldn't beat. Um,
Yeah. The games that you shouldn't win,
yeah. The
but win
Rams
the games you should.
the Rams crushed the Cardinals. The Rams are good. Let's be fair. The Rams are what the best team in the NFC.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Texans with a win over the Chiefs might have knocked them out of the playoffs.
Maybe that's an interesting one because Broncos still have to play them. They've still got some tough games left. They have another game against the Chargers too. But like, I still, if the Chiefs figure it out,
They need to
we're
win all
all
4 though. They need to win out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to win fully out for it to matter. But again, I look at them and I go, man, if they figure it out, we're all screwed.
Because of the division, right? The Texans, Colts, Jaguars
Yeah,
is a tough division.
tough
And
division. Yeah.
the West, the Chargers and the Broncos, that's 5 teams already in the playoffs. Chiefs are probably not going to be better than record-wise those teams.
Probably not. No,
Right.
it's unlikely.
And that leaves 2 division winners, right? That's the Steelers or the Ravens.
Yep.
And then the AFC East, that's the Patriots.
Yeah.
So you're probably ass out unless you win out and somebody else loses something.
Yeah, you got to do something pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't think that the Chiefs are in. I think at this point they're not in.
It's likely. And also I think even if they do win out, I still think they need a little bit of help. Like I don't think it's even a foregone conclusion if the right team, other teams win. Because if the Broncos and the Chargers keep winning, and then let's say the Broncos beat the Chargers, maybe drop a different game, and then the Chargers win out the rest of the way outside of the Broncos, it's going to be kind of a split, and them two staying at the top is going to force Kansas City to not have an entry into the whole thing. So yeah, Kansas City's, they're hurting. We very well might see not the end of the Kansas City era, because I think this is more of a fluke, but still we're in that wheelhouse.
How about Marvin Mims and his return for a touchdown, right?
Pretty dope. It was pretty dope.
Right? Amazing. This week I saw a lot of good plays just in general. That was one of those that was quality, and at the time they needed it, right? Because they were struggling with Las Vegas.
A little bit, yeah, here and there.
Yeah, it was 14-7 at the half. Yeah. Anyway,
they played last time they played Las Vegas. It was the same thing. I think that game was 10-7. Like they don't exactly just put them away.
Did you watch Monday night's game? Chargers Eagles.
I watched a good bit of it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was a good football game to watch, even though it was fair. Let's be fair, right? It wasn't a slugfest. You score a touchdown, I score a touchdown. It was field goal, field goal, field goal, right?
It gets a little boring.
Yeah. They got in the red zone. Both teams couldn't score. Yeah, that's what made the difference. Saquon Barkley, 6 yards of carry, right? 120 yards.
That's not bad.
No, and if you look at the stats, Philly should have probably won this. But
probably.
The Chargers, that one play with the 3 turnovers, whatever. You know what I mean? Interception.
Such a strange one, yeah.
That was a weird play. In Chargers' favor.
You don't see that often.
You do not. But that was a great game. Chargers needed a win like that to propel them in the AFC, because that's a win over a quality team. I know it's the NFC team. I know it's interconference. I get it. The Chargers still at 9-4 are in a tremendous spot. The Eagles have lost 4 straight.
Is that right? I think is it 4 or is it 3?
Let's look. I gotta go look at the schedule. I want to say they had lost. It's 3 straight, right? This is their 3rd straight loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and prior to that, they beat the Lions 16-9, the Packers 10-7.
Yeah.
So they're struggling in the last 5 games.
Yeah, they are.
Now, to be fair, they play the Raiders, Commanders, Bills on the road, and then the Commanders again. So they've got 3 wins coming their way.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and so they're going to finish with 11 wins. They're going to make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that the Eagles are good enough to get back to the Super Bowl.
I don't know if they are either.
In
I'm
the
with you there.
NFC, if you're voting against the Rams, I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's
I
just
think
me
that's
talking.
accurate.
I
No.
I wouldn't have said that, preseason that the Rams were the best team, but they
Oh,
are
a
clearly
1000%. I wouldn't have said it
agreed.
preseason
We would
either.
have said Eagles. I would have said Eagles probably
Well,
preseason,
yeah,
and I might have.
it's do it until you
I'll
got to
have
pick the team that's got you there.
I'll have to look at it. we did predict that preseason. I'm not 100% certain that I said the Eagles, but the Eagles are probably the best team in the NFC. Were coming into the
Were
season. The
yeah,
Rams are now.
yeah,
That's a tough division still. Let's be fair.
very
That
tough.
that division with the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks is the Rams and the Seahawks are both 10-3. They played this weekend, right?
Yeah,
Um,
big game for
it
them.
is gigantic, and I'm telling you, the Rams are better.
Oh
And
wait, no. Hold on. This weekend is this weekend Rams
I
Seahawks?
thought it was. Hold on, let me look
Oh,
here.
hold on.
Let
Seahawks
me let me see the
schedule.
schedule. No, it's
Can't
It's Cardinal. No, wait, it is Seahawks this week. No, it's Lions. They play the Lions this weekend. The Rams
wait.
do.
I don't. Oh, the Rams play the
The
Lions.
Rams play the Lions.
Yeah, they're getting that Jared Goff, Matt Stafford game
That's a
back in. They
rough
do it
game.
every year. Yeah,
And then they play at Seattle Thursday night, the 18th.
that's right. The Seahawks have the Colts this week.
Oh, do they?
Which, yeah, but a
Oof.
Daniel Jonesless
But that
Philip
could be.
Rivers
I was gonna
Colts
say
team.
that could be Philip Rivers. How
Could
do we
be.
feel about re-signing 43-year-old Philip Rivers?
I mean, you do what you gotta do. At this point, he's got a big history with Shane Steichen, so at least like there's that like going on. Like they've got history together. So if Shane feels like he's got a connection with him and he can carry out his offense, then I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if Philip Rivers is still in football shape. I want to know because that dude used to scramble kind of all crazy, but he was like it was fun to watch. I'm kind of curious to see if he still got it.
Um, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what I'm reading here is Philip Rivers could start week 15, right?
Okay.
Uh,
So not this week, or is that 15? Or are we at
that
15?
is this week.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I mean, if your starting quarterback is hurt and you don't got anything else, this is terrible. This is Rich Eisen's show. I'm not watching
Yeah.
that. But anyway, there's.
We'll
I
see.
mean, yeah. I
We'll see
I
how it goes.
like the Philip Rivers. He's the best trash talker quarterback wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we've ever seen. Probably so.
That's why I'm curious to see like if he's still got it because he always had a ton of energy and a lot of attitude, and I'm curious to see if he's still got it. We'll find out though. I mean, hopefully they start him. Although I read today that it will delay his Hall of Fame eligibility.
Because
It
he's
like
yeah right.
starts the
Because
game. If he's on the practice
yeah,
squad, it's fine. But as soon as he becomes active roster, his Hall of Fame eligibility is stalled out. So if they're gonna make him active roster, you better be starting him.
yeah. That's gonna be interesting. I like the idea of him coming back, but I'm not 100% certain he's the guy. So that'll be interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's talk about the playoff bracket. Here's the
Yeah.
current NFL playoff bracket after last week, right? You've got the number 1 seed Denver. What?
What?
And the number 1 seed LA Rams. What?
Yeah,
Um,
a little awkward, but they were in the playoffs last year
if
too. So the Rams are
yeah,
always competitive.
but if those two teams played in the Super Bowl, do you think Denver could beat them?
Oh yeah, I think Denver at this point has proven they can beat anyone.
Because of the defense.
It might not look pretty, but yeah, I mean the defense is going to do their job and the offense has got to be good enough. Yeah, might not look pretty, but Denver has proven that they
Uh,
have a shot against
all
anybody.
right, let's assume this is the bracket, right? Playoffs
Okay.
start today, right?
Yeah.
Let's start over here. Buffalo at Pittsburgh, playing in Pittsburgh.
Buffalo.
Okay. The
Yeah.
Chargers at Jacksonville.
Chargers.
Houston at New England.
New England.
I would go with Houston, by the way. I was with you until that
Yeah,
point.
that's fair.
I think Houston's playing better football than New England. I think New England's had a great start.
That's fair.
They're playing some bad teams because of their schedule. Houston has been playing great football. Okay, so Buffalo at Denver.
See, that's a tough one, but because it's at Denver, I'm gonna take Denver.
Okay, Chargers at New England.
I got New England. I really like the way their offense is being run.
And you think Denver wins at home against New England in the AFC
Yeah.
Championship? Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. Seattle at Tampa Bay.
I think Seattle gets revenge for that loss earlier this year. They take Seattle.
Okay, San Francisco at Philadelphia.
I think Philly wins that.
I right now, if if Philly doesn't keep losing,
I hear you.
okay, all right. The Bears at the Packers play again. They just played,
Yeah,
but
they're playing again in 2 weeks.
right. So
So,
that'd be a lot of games.
I got the Packers in that one. I think
Okay.
that's pretty easy.
Okay, so you're thinking Seattle at the Rams in a rematch of what 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks from now.
They play
Yeah.
another So I think that the Rams still win that game.
Okay, and then you think Philadelphia
Green Bay.
at Green Bay.
I got Green Bay on that one.
Okay, so Green Bay is gonna play
At Los Angeles.
okay at the Rams, and
Yeah. I got Los Angeles winning that.
so you got Rams and Denver.
Rams Broncos playing in Santa Clara this year.
Yeah,
Based on
Which-
this bracket. So
which favors
if it
the
shifts
Rams,
even
right?
a little bit, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It does favor the Rams. Yeah, it's close to home. Well, kinda. I mean,
Kinda.
you can argue what you want whether Rams have a fan base like that, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
All right. And I'm so if I'm looking at this, Buffalo, yes. The Chargers and the Jaguars. That's honestly, I think that's a toss up.
Yeah, it's tough.
I want to pick the Chargers, but at Jacksonville and playoff history doesn't favor LA.
Yeah.
Houston at New England. I think Houston is the better team. I think they are playing better football than New England is right now. That's
Yeah.
just me talking. New England's had a better season because of the record, because of who they played. So I feel like this second playoff game is going to be. Shit, I gotta pick a team. Jacksonville at Houston, and then
Nice.
I'm gonna pick Houston. I think Houston will make the AFC Championship game against the winner of the Buffalo Denver game in
Yeah.
Denver. Oof. I want to pick Denver. I
Pick
want
who you wanna pick.
to, but I don't know. Buffalo has a habit of winning, and Josh Allen has a way of just making things happen. Denver's defense is so good, so good. If they can frustrate Buffalo, like, who did Buffalo just play?
Just this past weekend.
Yeah.
where they went crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, if they can frustrate their offense like that, then they have a great chance to win. Okay, I gotta pick a team. I'm going with Buffalo, just because
Yeah.
they've been there. So Buffalo would play against Houston, and Houston has shown it can frustrate Buffalo in the AFC
Yeah.
Championship game, right? Houston last year and this year, they've absolutely frustrated Josh Allen. He could not play those games the way he normally plays games. So Houston's in your Super Bowl, and I don't like that. I feel like that's not okay. When I look at it, I go, I want to do it over again, and I do it over again, and I feel like it's still Houston.
Yeah. Well, that's why like a little bit of seeding changes can happen. Like if Baltimore's in this and it's Baltimore versus
instead of
Buffalo,
Pittsburgh.
which by the way I think that was instead of Pittsburgh,
Right.
like I start to think a little differently. I'm not as confident.
It
Like
would be.
or if Houston keeps winning, they're going to move up to the 6th spot, and then somebody's going to drop around, and then you're going to be looking
Would
at
you
like different stuff. So
would you think the Chargers are better off against Jacksonville or New England?
Jacksonville's a much streakier team. You have a much better
So
chance of beating.
would you think Houston is better against Jacksonville or New England? You think Houston's better against Jacksonville?
No, Jacksonville. Any
Okay.
of the teams, whether you're Buffalo, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, Houston, or New England, you want to play Jacksonville more than you maybe you want to play Pittsburgh because they're a little. But Aaron Rodgers has a lot of playoff experience, so you don't kind of want to deal with it. But Jacksonville's streaky; they're very streaky. You have
Houston.
I think your best chance that they make a mistake.
Houston with a couple of wins could be that number 3, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
That's right.
Same division. So
Also, Indianapolis with Philip Rivers could force their way back into
I don't
this.
think so.
No, I don't think so either. But they could.
I don't think
Houston could still win this division.
Yes.
And force Jacksonville to the back of the bus.
Agreed.
So
That's
it's
the
it's
thing.
hard to say.
I like Houston. I've watched them play the last 2 weeks, and they look good. That's a good defense. Their offense is finally starting to put it together. I understand they're a 7 seed, but this is a team that could probably be 3 or 4-2, right?
Yeah.
If the other teams hadn't started so good, Denver and New England, right? They got 11 wins. I get it, but their schedule was awful easy.
Denver's schedule wasn't easy. We were a
Not-
playoff team last year, so we got
okay.
a difficult schedule.
Not.
Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that statement. We weren't given an easy schedule.
Right.
Some things might have shaken out to be easier. Who could have predicted the Chiefs being a 6-6 team? Like
Nobody.
that sort of stuff.
That, yeah.
But like we weren't given an easy, like the Seahawks.
Hey,
the Seahawks were given a decent schedule this year. No, not the Seahawks. Who am I thinking of? New England. New England was given an easy schedule this year because they were the worst team in football last year, or one of the worst teams. So they got an easier schedule.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So this is, let's say, let me find them. Kansas City has the Chargers at home.
Yep.
The Titans on the road. Broncos at home. Raiders on the road.
Yep. They could go 2-2 in that and have 8 wins and 8 losses.
Let's say they go 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. 9-7-1, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. They're 6-7. So they didn't tie. So they'd be 9. Wait, that's not right. So they got four games left. So they'd be 9-8.
Yeah.
Okay. And they make the playoffs, right? Because at 9-8 they will. And they're number 7, right? They play New England, let's say.
Yeah. I also don't know that it's a foregone conclusion that at 9-8 they will, because the Chargers are 3 games ahead of them already. So they're probably not going to pass the Chargers, although they could beat them and they could tie with them.
Yeah.
But that's assuming the Chargers don't win anything else for the rest of the season. That's unlikely. The Broncos are far enough ahead of them. They're not going to tie with them. The Texans have 8 wins, so they're 2 games up on them. They don't play them. The Colts are 2 games up on them. They don't play them. The Jaguars are 3 games up on them. I've already listed 5 teams of the 7, and I haven't even gotten to the AFC North. But that's their best bet, is that the AFC North only gets 1 team in, and they sneak in as that 7.
Let's be fair. The only team that has beaten the Chiefs by more than 1 score is Houston.
Yeah.
Last week.
The
Cowboys by 3. The Broncos by 3. The Bills by 7. The Jaguars by 3. The Eagles by 3.
But I mean, it's a pattern of losing.
Is it? I mean, these are close games. Last year they won all these games, right?
Right, but that's what we talk about all the time. Is last year the Broncos lost, I want to say it was 3 one-score games. We lost 3 one-score games. This year, we're not losing 1-score games really anymore. We're winning all those 1-score games. It's the teeter into the other side. You cross over. And eventually, every team does it. You cross back, which is what the Chiefs are doing. Is they're crossing back from the winning close games to losing close games. They're lucky, though, because they have Chargers and Broncos at home, and then their 2 road games are Titans, Raiders. easy road games, and your two last hard opponents, which are divisional, are both home. It kind of if they went 4-0, I wouldn't be surprised because it's the Chiefs. Like I wouldn't be
Right.
surprised by it, but you still wouldn't catch the Broncos, and you'd need the Chargers to drop a game or two
Here,
outside of them losing to you.
here's a question. So the Chiefs, week 1, lost to the Chargers, right?
Yep,
In Brazil.
in Brazil
Eh,
as a home game for the Chargers, which is
right.
garbage.
Agreed. They
Yeah.
play again, right? Against the Chargers in next week. And
Yep, in Kansas
but
City.
they're the home game, right?
It's a home game.
So
Yep.
I don't like the fact that teams give up home games in division. I don't
I
mind.
agree.
I don't mind you giving up a home game against the Bills or the Cowboys, whatever, right?
Right. Put it non-divisional, or
But
even
if
better,
it's
put it
yeah,
interconference.
but in division, you shouldn't be forced to play a
No.
division team on the road at a quote unquote neutral site. I
And
don't like
having
that.
it count. Yeah, I wouldn't I
Yeah,
wouldn't I wouldn't do that either.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
But it's kind of unique. I don't did were all of the London games this year divisional games? Or the London or all the abroad games?
I don't know.
One of them was Vikings Broncos.
Let's look at the
So that wasn't divisional. Let's see here. I'm looking at them real quick. Commanders Dolphins non-divisional, Falcons Colts non-divisional, Rams Jaguars non-divisional, Vikings Browns non-divisional, Vikings Steelers non-divisional, Broncos Jets non-divisional. So it was literally there was only one game this year that was a divisional matchup, and that was Chiefs. So
okay.
yeah, so it's not common, I would say, at least within the context of this, it's not common that the games are divisional games. So
All right. What do you think
yeah.
about Justin Herbert and his X-rays?
His X-rays,
Yeah, clean for the most part.
for the most part, yeah, sure.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does it mean exactly?
It means
Clean
clean. It means clean
for
enough
the
to play.
most part. Yeah, I mean that's what. But you'd expect that from the player, right? I'm gonna play,
Right.
right? But it still is one of those questions where you go, for the most part, what's wrong with it, right?
Well, it might be an unrelated thing. So maybe he's got some bone fragments floating around in his hand. Maybe he's got some muscle damage in his hand. It is his offhand. It's not his throwing one. So like there might be things that are like, yeah, it's clean for what we're looking at it for, but maybe there's other problems in
Did
there
you
that might need to get cleaned up at some point.
did you watch him running the football against the Eagles?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched the game, so I saw him.
He
I saw him take some strides.
66 yards on 10 carries. He was really good
Yeah,
running
he
the
was
football.
trying.
Yeah,
He wanted to win that game.
he did, and they did. So, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, right. I mean, I read about it and I'm like, okay, Chargers are one of those teams I want to root for, but they let me down every time I get to this point in the season, and I go, okay, Chargers are good, right? 9-4.
Yeah.
And then they lose a game to somebody they're not supposed to, right? Sunday at Arrowhead, right?
Yeah.
9-4 Chargers, 6-7 Chiefs. That's a game where you think, okay, Chargers can put it away. You could knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Chiefs also know that, and they're a good team, even despite the fact that they're not winning this year.
Agreed, but I mean, this is a huge football game, right?
Yeah,
mean-
it's got a lot of implications, more so for the Chiefs than the Chargers, because the Chargers can afford to drop one and win the next three and be okay, but the Chiefs can't afford to drop any.
Yeah,
which is the kind of behind the scenes motivator and all that. So like who do the Chargers have left? Cowboys, Texans. Oh, they have a bye week in there. Chargers only have 3 games left.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's kind of tough for them, is that they've only got 3 left. And
Yeah.
they're on the road against the Cowboys, and then they have the Texans. So they got 3 playoff teams left.
Two on
So
the
it's
road.
not, if the
Yeah.
Chargers lost to the Cowboys are capable of scoring 40 on anybody.
Well, they got 4
like-
left, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos,
Oh, that's right, Broncos. Sorry, it wasn't. It
And-
was showing up for
and 3 of them
2026.
on the road.
Yeah. So you got 4 playoff teams left, including 2 divisional games, and your 2 divisional games are both on the road. And then your 2 non-divisional games, one's against the best defense in football,
Right.
Texans, and one's against one of the best offenses in football, the Cowboys. So when you say like, yeah, they get to this point,
Okay.
they let you down, they definitely do. There's a strong chance they could lose all 4 of these games if the right thing happens. And then yeah, that's a massive letdown to go from 8 and whatever in a playoff spot
All
to
right.
being 8-8. So
All right. Here we go.
tough.
Super Bowl this year. Who's playing? Who's in it?
I mean, I'm gonna pull for my team. I said earlier when we did the bracket, I'm gonna do Broncos Rams.
Okay. And who wins?
I mean, I'm defense wins championships. So I'm gonna go with Broncos.
Okay.
It's a homer statement because I haven't made one. I haven't been able to make that kind of Bronco-y statement in years.
Well, I'm writing it
So
down, so
I'll
there's
take it.
that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, 12. Today's the 10th, 25. All right. Um, if
Who do
I
you
was
got?
picking,
Yeah.
this is Parker. Let me write your name so that way we know. If I was picking right now, I still think it's Houston
Yeah.
at I want to say the Rams. The Rams. And if I was going to pick a winner,
Yeah.
I think it's the Rams
Yeah.
in
I
that
mean,
game,
it's
in
as
that
good a guess.
matchup.
Yeah.
If I was picking Denver to be there, that's different, right? But I think Houston is playing so good right now. They started crappy, I get it, but they're so good defensively right now. I think it would be, man, a Houston Denver AFC Championship game that ends in a 3-0 score.
It'd be very
Right?
boring.
I mean, it'd be boring, but it'd be so good to watch. I mean, there's the SEC has been telling you that for a long time since LSU played Alabama, right? 9-6.
Yeah.
Um, but the Denver versus Houston AFC Championship game would be so good. Um, if you wanted the other way, right, with scores, with points, Buffalo, New England, right?
Yeah. That'd be a good AFC one. Yeah.
Right. But I think the Denver Houston game would be so good to
It could be fun to
watch.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Romo, Jim Nance, right? Is they're going to be doing that game.
Probably. Yeah.
Could you come up with a better game of teams that could make the playoffs right now than that? I mean,
See, maybe Buffalo, Houston would be a good one,
what
but
if
they just
Baltimore
played
gets in?
and Houston worked them. So,
What if Baltimore gets in?
eh,
Yeah.
I don't think Baltimore makes it to the point of playing for the AFC Championship.
Okay.
Not with the way they've played all year. So even if they manage to sneak out a first round divisional win or a wild card win, I don't trust them making a long run. So
Do you think and Seattle, the Rams, San Francisco all make the next round?
Seattle, the Rams, San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility. The Eagles are playing down for sure. Problem is though, the Eagles are one of those teams very much like Kansas City, where even if they're playing, they still have with the Eagles. How many wins do the Eagles have? I think they have 8, right?
8 or 9, yeah.
The Eagles have the same amount of wins as the Chargers, or one less win than the
I
Chargers. Like,
mean,
and the Chargers are like a team that we're thinking, oh yeah, they're making their way, but we're all panicking on the Eagles. All the Eagles have to do is figure it out for a couple games, and they end up being an 11-win team, and then going into the playoffs hot. And the Chargers, or not the Chargers, the 49ers, they have a propensity for losing to the Eagles. So
the Eagles. By the way, the Eagles are 8-5. Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So 3 of those wins are
nice.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
They play
See?
at Buffalo,
Yeah.
though, on December 28th. That's going to be a great game.
So
right?
if Green Bay drops a game or two, Philly can slide right back up to the 2 seed.
Agreed. So Green Bay. So let's look at the NFC just in general. Green Bay has a half game lead over the Bears, and then
Yeah.
one over But the Green Bay plays 4
Broncos,
games.
Bears, Ravens, Vikings.
Oof.
Yeah.
God
So They could
Plus,
lose.
that's
They could drop 2 in a row to the Broncos and the Bears if you believe in the Bears, which
3 on the road, right?
yeah, and then the Ravens is a home game, which you would think
But
they would win,
hard,
but who knows? Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So it's hard to say. And the Vikings are bad. I think they'll beat the Vikings, but yeah, I mean they could easily win or they could easily lose 3 of these games and win 1, or they could go 2-2. Like this is kind of more of a crapshoot for them than it is for some of those other teams.
let's move on.
Yep.
Okay, so we talked about the NFL. Sharon Moore was fired by the Michigan and then placed in police custody Wednesday night, right? Suspected
The 2 things are unrelated.
maybe,
but
quote,
as far as we know, they're unrelated.
as far as we know. But he also has been accused of an inappropriate relationship, blah blah blah.
That's why he was fired. Yeah,
right. That's why he was fired. Pete Alonso for the Mets is now. Who do you get traded to? Who signed him? The Orioles. So
the Orioles. That's
they're
right.
finalizing a 5-year deal, $151 million. The Mets, who I love, by the way, also got rid of Edwin Diaz, who is now a Dodger.
Yep.
So there's that. The Mets getting rid of crap. Joe Buck has also been placed in the Hall of Fame for the Frick Award, right? And joined his dad, Jack Buck. Joe Buck has, and you can say what you want about commentators. Joe Buck has probably the best voice for a commentator in general.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
I love Joe Buck. He does baseball. He does football. I like Jim Nantz in that he does the Masters and he does football. I like watching a broadcast with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo just because they're the way Tony Romo analyzes shit.
Yeah, good dynamic and good information.
It is, right? And then, but the other side is, right, like Troy Aikman, I'm not 100% sold on him. However, Joe Buck carries him, right? In general. I mean, if you could put 2 guys together, Tony Romo, right, and Joe Buck.
Joe Buck would be a good one. Yeah,
Oh
that would be a great teaming.
God, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe we'll get one day.
But they both are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Joe Buck is going to be in the Hall of Fame with his dad for broadcasting. They're amazing. I mean, his voice is so good. This is spoken from someone who has been on the radio in a broadcast situation. And this was a long time ago. I was in high school. But it's an interesting to listen to someone's voice and go, man, that voice is so smooth. It's so, the way he transitions, the way he does things is so amazing. It's hard to.
It probably sounds weird in the normal world, but on
does,
the radio, it's perfect.
Yeah, for a regular person to listen to it and go, okay, but if you're in that realm and you go, man, that's good. Joe Buck is amazing. So yeah. Anyway, there's that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty amazed that's a thing. Let me look at ESPN headlines again. Kraken and the Kings 1-1. It's 10 minutes into the second period. It's on TNT if you want to watch it. The Kraken started great, but they're not so good now.
Happens.
Yeah, it happens. How about the San Francisco player that gave Marcus Williams, who is a guard for the University of San Francisco from 22 to 25. Apparently, he gave some information to bettors. Why? Here's my question. When will the NCAA say, okay, betting's not okay, period, right? And we shouldn't be doing it at all. Let's sever all ties.
Well, so those are 2 different questions. The NCAA has already said betting is not okay. Players are not allowed to bet. Staff are not allowed to bet. Period.
On their own, but they can bet on other things, right?
No. So College athletes are not allowed to bet on sports. Period.
Mm,
That's I this I mean I don't, unless they change the rules to make it more legal, that's
on
still
professional
it's still
sports.
not okay. Period. So back in the day when I worked at Portland State, it was part of the thing. You were not allowed to bet on any sports.
Period.
Period.
Okay.
Period. Like you were not allowed to bet on high school. You were not allowed to bet on Pee Wee. You weren't allowed to bet on tennis. Like it didn't matter how relevant it was to your circle. No gambling. Period. And even more specifically, you do not use any sort of gambling site because you become registered. And the what you gamble on isn't always visible in an investigation, but the fact that you are gambling is. So they just made it flat out no gambling. That being said, so they have a hard stance no gambling. Athletes aren't allowed to gamble. However, they also like to take money from these companies and put sponsors up on boards. I feel like those are the two questions. When will they take a hard stance on it? They already have. When will they sever ties with it? Ugh, when they stop paying them money.
So here's, yeah, well, and I'm reading this. This says NCAA athletes are strictly prohibited from betting on sports, any level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any level. Yep.
I get it. But
Yeah.
so, um, yeah. So this
So yeah,
is
they have hardlined how they feel about gambling, but they have not severed ties with it because they allow Bet365 and other companies to push ads during their games
right.
and things like that. But honestly, I'm starting to think I think it's a little more of the networks. So like the SEC doesn't openly promote Bet365, but ESPN does, and ESPN owns the SEC.
Right.
So
That
that's
becomes
kind of like the
an
workaround
issue,
to
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that was part of my issue was that the ESPN owns what they own, and it has a direct influence on college football.
Right.
So betting becomes an issue when you control who's ranked and who's not
Right.
ranked. Um, that becomes a problem to me. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't like it. I wish betting would get out. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would make it a lot easier. No betting in college football, or no betting by college football players on sports. Period.
Right.
Right?
It'd be nice.
Why is that a problem?
It's not well because there's money involved.
Well, agreed. But I mean, it's only because of money that the reason why we have these problems, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the root of all evil, right?
Yeah, agreed. That, by the way, that and now I got to change it, but that's my password for one of my
Nice.
websites, right? Root of all evil. Anyway,
Nice.
right. Yeah. So let's check in on the National Lacrosse League. I right. So current Colorado Mammoth, by the way, are tied for first with Halifax, Buffalo, San Diego, Saskatchewan. So
Yeah.
there's 6 teams tied for the first, for 5 teams tied for the lead, right? But you're last because of goal differential at 10-7. Oshawa 1-1, and there's Las Vegas, Philadelphia. Which
Yeah.
of these cities, by the way, and I know that you're going to a Philly game, let's put that sort of to the side. Which of these cities are you most looking forward to going to?
Vancouver. Well, we just went to Vancouver.
Right.
That's the one I was most looking
Was it
forward
good?
to.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun enough. I was busy the whole time. I was working, so
Yeah.
But it's a big, massive city. Unexpectedly large city. Kind of reminds me of like L.A. Like just sprawls out forever. So,
Right.
but no, yeah, no, pretty cool. Of the remaining trips, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to. There's a couple places we get to play in NHL stadiums. So
Right.
Ottawa, we get to play
Yeah.
in an NHL stadium. That'd be kind of cool. In Saskatchewan, we play in the Calgary Stadium, or when we go to Calgary, we play in the Calgary Stadium.
Right.
So yeah, that's a cool one. So any of the NHL stadiums, I'm excited to go to.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Saskatchewan Rush, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm sitting looking at their website. Um, and it's good, right? They won the first game, right? So
Yeah, doing all right.
yeah, I mean, they play Calgary, Ottawa, Georgia, Halifax. It's gonna be a while before they play the gosh, April 11th is when you play,
End of
right?
the season. Yeah,
Like yeah. So
we end the season with 2 road games to Canada. So
nice. Um, and by the way, I'm going to one of those games.
yeah,
FYI, I'm going to fly and I'm going to come. So you better have tickets, and they better be good.
I got you
Um,
covered.
okay, and you and I will go out that Friday night or Saturday night or whatever it is, um, just to have fun.
Yeah.
By the way, a ticket to that game, Colorado versus Saskatchewan, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Friday night is about. Let me see how much one of these tickets cost.
I can't imagine it'd be more than $20.
I can get. Well, it is if you get close. So $92 on the side.
Oh yeah, if you want to get real close to the
50,
thing, yeah,
50 bucks on the corner. That's not bad. I mean, I can do that.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Down in the second row. I'm looking for a front row seat, but they don't have any. There's a front row seat. All right, let me talk about this. It's still only $50. No, that says row two. Where's this seat? Right here. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking that'd be fun, right?
Yeah,
To go to just to see. I watched the game on TV and I don't know all the rules. I had to sit and read all of the rules. I don't know
right.
them all yet, but I'm working on it. Um, it is so fun to watch. What's his name? Ryan Lee.
Ryan Lee, yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
with that crazy jump across the front of the goal score that was amazing, right? Um, to see it in person was probably even better, but to watch it on TV, I'm like, okay, here's the game. It's going along. All of a sudden, this guy is diving across the front of the net and throwing a ball into the net while he's in the air.
He's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah, it
he's
was pretty
good.
good. Um, so to watch the game in general, it was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is fun to watch. It's not perfect, right? I mean, it's not. There's a lot of things that were going on that was like, eh. How come nobody's played? How come this season takes so long? By the way, here's my question to you. There's only 5 teams, 6 teams, 7 teams. There's Las Vegas and Philly haven't played yet.
Yeah,
Okay, how come it drags on? Just as an
it's
aspirin.
it's the subject of a lot of debate currently. Yeah, our season runs November, end of November, so really like beginning of December through April. So it's 5 months, which is about and NFL seasons are what, September through January, so about 5 months. It's about the
Oh,
same, one game a weekend. That's so if you wanted to stack them up, you could do them faster. But we also have like 3 or 4 buys mixed in this whole thing.
right.
Yeah, it's a whole part of the CBA debate from this past year. So I think
Okay.
next year there's going to be some changes to the length of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here reading as we go, so uh, bear with me. But the fan development department, really? There's a Colorado Mammoth famine. Colorado Mammoth Fan Development Department.
I guess so. I've never heard of it.
Okay,
So
I'm looking at it right here. Is what it says. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to coming out, watching a game, and learning more about lacrosse because this is a
heck
crazy.
yeah.
It's an interesting sport. I like it. It is the national sport of Canada, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, everybody thinks it's hockey. I get it. Lacrosse was a native, indigenous sport before it became, um, I mean, anyway. So that's the reason why it's the national sport is because it was played by Native Americans, Native Canadians. Is that right? Canadians? I don't know.
Canadians. Yep.
Anyway, before it became a big deal. So I like
Yeah,
what
we'll get you out to a game
I
this year,
like it.
and you'll keep watching it online. And you'll learn a little more.
You and I are gonna have to buy sticks and pass the ball and learn how to do that thing. Anyway,
I've got access to plenty of them. Yeah, we'll get it
I
done.
like it. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
All good.
You really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
got nothing else.
I feel like there's something we're missing. Um,
No,
uh,
we covered it all.
okay. Justin Herbert's hand, right?
We
We
talked
talked
about it.
about
Yep.
that. Okay, good.
Yep.
Um uh, so the Phoenix Suns' Grayson Allen, by the way, was ejected after shoving Chet Holmgren in this game. By the way,
Yeah.
they were losing by a lot, so there has a lot to do with frustration. Grayson
Yep.
Allen is one of those guys who has been historically um,
Bit of a troublemaker, yeah, for
bit of
sure.
a
He's had a
yeah,
couple things in college,
a
couple things in
tripper,
the
a
NBA.
pusher. I get it.
Yeah.
He's an enforcer for a guy who's 6'4" or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were down
Yeah.
30,
No.
30 points at that point.
It is what it is.
What do you think about the U.S. national team soccer chances to win the World Cup?
Oh, I honestly, we didn't say we were going to talk about soccer. I have not even looked at who they're playing.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and I don't know enough about the teams that they would be
the
playing
draw came.
without doing research.
Agreed. The draw came up. Let me talk about the U.S. men's national team, just because the draw came up and they know.
Looks like we got Paraguay, Australia. Yeah.
It's not a bad group. It's just I don't trust the United States men's team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Okay. And
yeah, I just don't know enough about the U.S. men's national team without researching.
We'll
a
talk
bit.
about soccer next week. So
yeah, we'll keep that on.
Okay,
deck.
perfect. Let's talk about that next week. The draw and who's got the advantage in general. We'll talk about more college football. Although it's going to be 2 weeks before they play football, right? 19th.
Yeah, next week will be more NBA or not NBA, NFL talk than it will be college football because it's just in between.
Right. 19th is I think when Alabama plays Oklahoma, and then
That
everybody
sounds
else is
right.
20th. So that's coming. That's a week from this weekend. There's no more Formula One until March. So that's in there. We're gonna run into that season where there's nothing, right? I mean, it's coming.
Yeah, playoffs are coming. NFL is still here. NBA is still happening. It just
college
we'll figure it out. Yeah,
right. Yeah. And then all the trading thing that goes on MLB. We have the United States playing in FIFA World Cup next week. No, not next week, but in general coming up. We got a lot of crap, but we're in an off season. Let's be fair.
We'll get to more of it next week. Yeah.
What do you feel about Mario Cristobal saying that? By the way, it's a tough business. That's spoken like a guy who's in the playoff. In the playoff. There's that. Yeah, and he said, let me put it. If you want to make everybody happy, don't coach and get involved in football. Go sell ice cream, right? And he's not wrong. It's just that the college football playoff is so divisive. Even let me ask you this: how do you fix it?
You asked me that earlier, and I said a handful of things, namely of which is, well, the expanding part was more of a joke, but it's just less about objectivity, more about subjectivity, and then points-based system. Oh my gosh, I threw the sheet that I had it written down over there.
Keep going.
Yeah, we said. I mean, we said it earlier. So,
how do you?
Couple of different things. It's not easy. It'll take a very long time.
Are they gonna? Does Notre Dame need to join a conference?
Yes, that's what that is what I said earlier. Is that Notre Dame has to join a conference? Okay. I think that's part of this whole process. Is that you need to be in a recognized conference to even be eligible.
Yeah, you need to be a conference champion to get in.
Right? I don't even think you necessarily need to be I for sure, if you're a conference champion, I think you should have a case to be in. However, I think at a requirement standpoint, you have to be in a recognized conference to
Well,
even be. It
right.
doesn't matter if you can play 29 teams this year and be 29-0. You weren't in a conference. It doesn't matter. No one cares.
Right.
Like you weren't
And
right from the get go. You weren't eligible.
And the only reason I say is because Duke is the conference champion.
Yeah,
They're not.
but that's why I said you need to be in the conversation to be
Right.
eligible. So, but it's not a guaranteed thing. But well, they'll drop new. They'll what's it called? They'll drop more rankings. Well, I guess they won't drop more rankings. Notre Dame and Navy play next week, and then or this week, and they'll drop a quote final rankings.
Army
but,
Navy game is something you'll watch or no?
No, I'll be busy. I'll be working.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I can't watch it.
If you were home, would you
normally
watch it?
normally I put it on the TV while I clean the house. So yeah,
did you like the uniforms coming out, the new ones for?
Yeah, they're all right.
Okay.
I mean, the Army and Navy always seem to do sometimes a little too much. Sometimes it's just the right amount. It's just kind of hit or miss. So yeah, they're okay.
I bought the T-shirt, or you bought me the T-shirt from last.
Yeah,
year.
I bought you one of the shirts. Yeah,
which is I love it. I would like the new one for Army, right? Because I mean, let's be fair. Anyway, all right. Let's finish this up because we're at that point.
Boo!
That's the wrong thing. Anyway, I hit all the things so we could just go through them all. Let me turn it down. Anyway, want to thank everybody who listened. I want to thank ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox Sports, ESPN, anybody else that has offered us anything. This has been a Brain Rock production, a division of Lonely Tree Media, and we want to thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.